Hey, it's Darren with ArbitrageTrade. It is time for Deep Dive with Daniel. And we're going to discuss something that is something we actually use here at a platform we actually put our stuff on, including this show. It's actually, we don't this show. It's too long. They need to fix that. TikTok. And TikTok may not be with us after Sunday. It might go dark Sunday. So let's talk a little bit about that, how we got to this point, why there's an issue and all that good stuff. So you may have heard bits and pieces online, but now Daniel's broken it down to all the facts and pieces and details that you may or may not know. So let's go ahead and start with, why is TikTok in trouble?
So, if we're to paint a holistic view of why TikTok is in trouble, it's because it's Chinese owned and the US has security concerns around there being, a back door into the code that they could more or less gain access to, maybe Americans' phones or personal information in a way that is hazardous to the security of the US.
Because they probably don't already have that access. Um, I say tongue in cheek. Um, so I remember our new president, which is our old president, being against TikTok. He was against TikTok. I remember that, and
hmm
he wanted to ban it. And all of a sudden, I think he learned to like it because of voting, right?
Yeah, so the maybe to paint a little bit of the background of it. So
Yes,
the
please do.
U.S., if this were to happen, wouldn't actually be the first major country to ban the use of the app. I believe India actually banned TikTok during sometime in the COVID period, or maybe right before, right? So I mean, that's a 4 times bigger user base potential than the U.S. But
Hmm.
US just kind of kept using it, and then Trump, came into office, became more aware of it, and there were some concerns around security. And while Trump did want to ban it, there was a proposed kind of sale of the US operations to either like Microsoft or Oracle to,
Hmm.
kind of run TikTok US, right? And
Right.
that just
I think
kind
I
of
think Oracle
fizzled
got
out.
that. Yeah, I thought Oracle still had some type of connection now. I may be wrong, or maybe the,
Maybe Oracle is provides the servers to them. I
yeah, that
don't
might be
really
it.
don't really
That might
know.
be it.
But so there was that whole situation, and then it kind of fizzled out as like Trump left, and we didn't really touch it. And things
Right.
changed recently when there was a special Security Council meeting with I forget if it was like the House or the Senate, and they had that meeting. They came out and they pretty much bipartisanly voted to ban TikTok. So whatever was said in that meeting was scary enough that everybody was like, "Yeah, I think maybe this kind of thing should go." And of course, this was kind of like before the election, and they've had a chance to kind of like be their arguments heard for the Supreme Court. And now that Trump's about to be in office, and you probably had pretty big help from TikTok to that got him reelected, more or less appealing to a younger audience and kind of swaying people with the fast moving clips. He
And the
wants to.
freedom of speech, which tends to be more on there too.
Well, I think you could argue pretty strongly that TikTok doesn't actually allow freedom of speech, but they don't have their scale pressed by US government agencies. They have their scale pressed by other agencies that probably don't care as much of who gets elected and, false information and all that kind of stuff when it comes to US politics, right? Um, but now that Trump's about to be in office, which, you know, uh, I do think it is just coincidentally that this would get banned right before he would join office. He is now trying to say, hey, wait, hold on a minute. Maybe we don't want to do that. And I think the most exciting rumor lately is that potentially X could acquire TikTok's US operations.
That's what I hear. It could be TikToks, I guess. I don't know. I have to figure out what that would be, or if it's just a division of X. I guess that's what it would be. but I guess it'd have to be given a name. X-Talk? I don't know. We'll have to see because
TalkX,
TalkX, toxic.
TickX, toxic. Yeah, well,
Just
that's
be
probably a more
toxic.
accurate statement for it.
Man, that'd be perfect actually. Not toxic. I don't know. So yeah, there is it's the blackout date is coming Sunday. They say now I'll put this in my three things. I think tomorrow or was it today? I don't know. I'm losing track. I had a really bad week. Um, the it will go. You can go on to TikTok on Sunday if this still goes through and it's blacked out, and then you'll be given a way to go in and download all of your data to your hard drive or wherever you're going to want to put it, so that it's not lost forever. Um, I think something's going to happen though. I think I even question that when I first heard the date of January 19th, which was the day before Trump. It was like, why did you pick that specific date for the ban? So I think he will lift it if it does go black. He'll lift it the next day with an executive order or something. He'll do something that he's legally, I guess, can do to save it, and then he can be the hero. So maybe it was his date.
I have a feeling that if it does get banned before he's in office, he will learn whatever everybody else learned, right? Which seems pretty unanimously decisive, right? But he will say, okay, that is scary potentially, but I do like this app. People seem to like this app. He does have a 18-year-old son in college who probably loves the app. And he goes, okay, how can we keep this around, right? And he, you know, is going to cause some tensions with China, but maybe he can ease them a little bit by, kind of helping them secure the bag of, selling this company or
Yeah.
figuring something out. So I do think if it does get banned, it stays banned for TikTok as we know it, but it takes on kind of a new shape, if you will.
Like it's all about the algorithms, right? And so you're saying it'll be a different algorithm.
No, I think they would get to keep the algorithm, but it would be joint. Let's just say it is X, right? Maybe they have like a partnership with X where like X manages the US operations. All of the US data has to be housed in the US and like, only anonymized data and like stuff is allowed to be sent outside of the US, right? So kind of giving somebody who has social media control, has the US interest in mind, and kind of creates like a partition of, TikTok, the parent company, and TikTok US kind of.
What if True Social gets it?
Yeah, what if? What if? Or
I mean, hey,
or Blue Sky.
a partner. Oh, Blue Sky, no. Well, you said there's a plan B though. Lemon 8. What is this about?
Okay, so Lemon 8 which is literally the word lemon and the number 8, has become the most downloaded app since I think last Sunday, with 150% increase in downloads. And
Okay.
it is essentially
it's like the Blue Sky for Twitter or whatever, I guess.
Kinda, but more of like this one isn't going to get banned, which is a bit funny because this, ban isn't for TikTok per se. It's actually for ByteDance companies. So the irony is that ByteDance actually owns Lemon 8. So even if you go to Lemon 8, it's going to get canceled. And now of today, the next big app is like Red Note, I think. And Red Note is a Chinese competitor to TikTok in China. So it's if you go on Twitter, it's pretty funny because everyone's like going to Red 8 and all of the news is like people in China selling services for like Chinese lessons or like doing English homework for people. So it's like become this like selling platform for Chinese people to US people of like, oh, everyone's here now. Like, you want help with your English, which is kind of ironic, but
So what do you think? Do you think it's going to get sold, or what's going to happen here? I mean, just your own personal, like we're doing it after the bell. What is the what is your prediction on what's going to happen?
I mean, I think it's kind of hard to predict. Um, I I can just say what I'll say. What I want to happen personally is that, as far as an app goes, I think TikTok's great. I think it's kind of needed to push the American social media to be better, right? Get Tik or Instagram X haven't really innovated per se. Um, I do think that there being a bipartisan vote is pretty scary because nothing's bipartisan these days. So whatever needs to happen to make it more secure, whether that's a partnership, U.S. ownership of some kind, um, I do think needs to happen. Because I've heard a good argument, like if every American had TikTok, right, for 399,900,000 and 999 whatever, it doesn't matter. But there's maybe 10,000 to 100,000 people in the US where like potential spying on their phone kind of does matter, right? And so we do have to consider that as a fact. And I think it's as simple as like partnership with X. Elon manages the data, make sure nothing fishy is happening, access is happening, and we keep TikTok around.
Well, I'm not so sure. And I saw a meme today about we must ban TikTok so that China cannot spy on us, so that the U.S. can spy on us. It's like, yeah, okay. And I wonder if during all these meetings and this lead up to the ban and all that, how much Zuckerberg gave each person to vote a certain way. I didn't say
Well,
that, did I?
I think kind of the bigger, I guess maybe you could say, concern is China's lack of reciprocity with us when it comes to these kind of things and technology as a whole, right? So I think TikTok would be fine if we were allowed to have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, WhatsApp, the gambit in China, but they're banned more or less in China, right? Without complete kind of like government control and like censorship of the platform. And
And
so it's
that's
like,
why, yeah,
well,
yeah.
if we kind of can't be over there, like why should we have that over here? Like I think that's like
I
maybe
know a
my
lot of
bigger
people who
issue with it.
basically I know a lot of people that make their living off of TikTok, and, that's gonna be a problem for them starting Sunday. I've already seen them freak out.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's funny. My girlfriend was like, "Oh, but like, what are all these Filipina influencers gonna do for work?" Then I'm like, "I don't know, get real jobs." Like,
there's a lot of entertaining folks out
I
there. I mean,
mean,
I don't
the
know.
OnlyFans market lead generation is about to plummet if TikTok.
Oh, OnlyFans will find a way, another way.
I'm
That's
sure
for
when they're
sure.
making more money than basketball players,
Yes,
they'll
I
figure
know
out a way.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm gonna really miss your dances from now on after Sunday. So maybe you'll have to just email those to me so I can be entertained.
Never
Um,
have I ever danced on said application.
it's nowhere on the internet. Huh?
No,
Okay.
no, not me dancing. That's for sure.
I know but actually, I mean, Arbitrage does a lot on TikTok. We've seen our impressions go up a lot on TikTok. So we kind of want it to stick around. Who it's
Yeah,
owned
yeah.
by, I'm not sure that me personally I care. I don't. This whole thing about they're not already spying on us through the phones that they made in China. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't buy it. It was a way, in my opinion, to prop up Facebook, Instagram, all those that they wanted to prop up that were in everybody's portfolios that they needed to do better, and it did. You saw what happened after this all came out. Those stocks went up as a reaction. Even Snap did, of all things. So it's kind of crazy what rose up, and so I just think it's another narrative. You know me, I put a narrative to everything and a conspiracy theory to everything, and then eventually I'm right.
You're like Alex Jones on a long enough time frame.
That's right. Just give me a chance. Don't
Statements
find me
will,
billions. Don't find me billions so that I can never dig out. But yeah. All right. Appreciate you bringing this to us, Daniel, so that people who didn't know the full A to Z of why TikTok is being challenged and then possibly blacked out Sunday and gone uh, for maybe Donald Trump on a white horse to come in and save it. We'll have to see what all happens. But I
maybe
mean,
you'll
this
see
next,
these clips on TikTok. Maybe you won't.
that's right.
We might strictly be referring to Instagram Reels from now on.
That's right. That's right. Would that make my job easier? Not much more.
Not really.
All right. Thanks, Daniel. I'll see you next week.
See you, Darren.
All right. Bye.